If you could hop into a spaceship and fly through every galaxy in the observable universe, you'd be in for a journey so long and weird that it makes every road trip you've ever taken feel like a walk to the corner store. Let's get one thing straight. We're not talking about a quick flyby of a few neighbors. We're talking roughly 2 trillion galaxies, each with billions or even trillions of stars. And yes, if you tried to do this at the speed of light, you'd still run out of breath before finishing your cosmic sightseeing tour. But humor aside, the sheer scale is mind-bending. Each galaxy has its own personality. Some are calm and elliptical, some are frantically spinning spirals, and some are chaotic irregulars that seem to have missed a few cosmic growth lessons. Flying through even one galaxy is an adventure. Imagine zooming past millions of stars in our Milky Way alone, each one blazing with its own light, planets, and, if we're lucky, possibly life. Humor creeps in because if you waved at a star while whizzing by, it wouldn't even notice. And if you tried to take a selfie with a passing supernova, the lighting would be spectacular, but extremely dangerous. Still, the thrill is undeniable. You'd see star nurseries glowing like cosmic fireworks, black holes lurking like stealthy neighborhood bullies, and nebulae painting the space around them in colors no human camera could ever fully capture. Once you leave the Milky Way and begin hopping to other galaxies, the journey gets exponentially weirder. Neighboring galaxies, like Andromeda, are already moving toward us, and if you tried to casually pass through, you'd notice their gravitational influence tugging at your spacecraft like an invisible hand. Humor sneaks in because, on a cosmic scale, galaxies are essentially social creatures. They collide, merge, and influence each other's structure, often with dramatic consequences, like a galactic soap opera where entire star systems are caught in the drama. And then there are the unusual ones, galaxies that spin backward, galaxies that are tiny dwarfs yet packed with billions of stars, and massive ellipticals that have seen so many mergers they've lost track of their original shape. Flying through these systems, you'd realize the universe doesn't operate on human logic. It's improvising on scales that are almost impossible to visualize. Humor creeps in because you might think you know what a galaxy looks like from textbooks, but reality throws in chaotic swirls, clumps, and collisions like a toddler throwing paint. The distances involved make your brain ache. Even at near-light speeds, traveling between galaxies would take millions of years. And yet, if you somehow could speed up your perception of time, or develop patience beyond comprehension, you could theoretically visit them all. Humor sneaks in because no matter how advanced your spaceship is, you'd probably still complain about the snack options, bathroom breaks, or Wi-Fi while passing through the Virgo cluster, a collection of over 1,000 galaxies that's essentially the mall of the cosmos. Each galaxy also has its own history. Some are actively forming stars at incredible rates, like the hyperactive teenagers of the cosmic world, while others have long since settled into a quiet routine, like retirees enjoying the cosmic sunset. Humor sneaks in because it's easy to anthropomorphize them. The colliding galaxies are dramatic teenagers running into each other at parties. Dwarf galaxies are shy wallflowers hiding in the corner, and supermassive black holes are the moody elders everyone respects but tries not to bother. Zooming out, the observable universe itself becomes a staggering mosaic of galaxies stretching in every direction. You start to notice patterns, clusters, filaments, voids, vast cosmic highways and deserts that define the large-scale structure of the universe. Humor creeps in because the sheer repetition and scale are dizzying. It's like trying to count sand grains on every beach on Earth. Only each grain is a galaxy with its own solar systems, planets, and potentially life. And yet, the experience is awe-inspiring, exhilarating, and profoundly humbling, as every moment reveals just how vast and intricate the cosmos truly is. But here's a twist. Even as you fly through all these galaxies, you're still only seeing a fraction of the universe. The observable universe is limited by the speed of light and the age of the cosmos. Beyond what you can see, there could be infinitely more galaxies, stretching endlessly in every direction. Humor sneaks in because you might think, after trillions of light years of travel, you'd be done. only to realize that the universe keeps going, expanding, and probably shaking its head at your impatience. Flying through every galaxy would also force you to confront time in a way humans rarely do. The light from distant galaxies takes billions of years to reach us, so as you visit them, you'd essentially be looking into the past. Humor creeps in because you're touring galaxies that are teenagers, while Earth barely has a history, and you might bump into supernovae that exploded before life even had a chance to evolve anywhere nearby. It's a road trip where every stop rewrites your understanding of time and existence, and yet somehow, the universe is patient enough to let you see it all. From star to star, from galaxy to galaxy, the journey becomes a meditation on scale, beauty, and chaos. Humor sneaks in because despite all the wonder and complexity, some of the most interesting parts are the oddball galaxies. The misfits, the strays, the ones that don't fit neatly into any category. These galaxies remind you that the universe isn't perfect or tidy. It's improvisational, unpredictable, and occasionally hilarious if you allow yourself to see the cosmic quirks. And while you're flying through, you start to notice connections. Gravity links galaxies across vast distances, dark matter scaffolds entire clusters, and interactions between galaxies influence the formation of stars and planets. Humor sneaks in because the universe is essentially a massive, chaotic social network, where galaxies gossip, bump into each other, and occasionally throw wild parties in the form of collisions and starbursts, all happening without any permission slips. Every glimpse of a galaxy is also a glimpse into a different possible history. Some galaxies grew rapidly, forming stars quickly and violently. Others evolved slowly, quietly accumulating stars over billions of years. Humor creeps in because from a distance, it looks like each galaxy has its own personality. The energetic show-off, the quiet loner, the chaotic rebel. Flying through them, you realize the cosmos is not a monotonous void. It's a collection of unique stories, dramas, and unexpected surprises, and you're just a tiny visitor along for the ride. By the time you've seen a substantial portion of the observable universe, the scale becomes almost incomprehensible. Trillions of stars, countless planets, and billions of years of history unfold beneath your spacecraft. Humor sneaks in because even the most advanced human imagination struggles to comprehend it. And yet, here you are, hurtling through the cosmos, mentally taking notes, snapping selfies, and still probably wishing someone had thought to pack snacks for this multi-billion light-year trip. And despite all this, the journey is far from over. New galaxies are being discovered. Distant phenomena like quasars and gamma-ray bursts challenge your understanding. And the universe itself keeps expanding, creating more space, more stars, and more cosmic drama. Humor sneaks in because no matter how far you fly, the universe has a way of reminding you that completion is impossible. There's always more to see, more to wonder at, and more to marvel at, all while you're trying to keep your sanity in check at near light speeds. Once you leave the comfort of the Milky Way and its familiar spiral arms, the universe becomes a wild, sprawling cityscape of galaxies, each more bizarre than the last. Some spin so fast that if you blink, you'll feel like you've missed a cosmic merry-go-round ride, while others are irregular, shapeless, and seemingly oblivious to any rules of formation. Humor sneaks in because it's as if the universe said, "I'm done with symmetry, let chaos reign," and suddenly you're navigating a galactic funhouse with no signs or maps. Traveling between galaxies introduces you to clusters, superclusters, and enormous voids. Galaxy clusters are like crowded downtowns, packed with activity, while the vast voids are eerie suburbs where only the occasional wandering galaxy appears. Humor creeps in when you realize that the traffic between these clusters is dictated by gravity, and sometimes a galaxy gets a little too close to another and, boom, they merge in spectacular fashion, turning millions of stars into one giant cosmic party. And yes, you, the intergalactic tourist, are witnessing the universe's equivalent of high-speed chases without seatbelts. Some galaxies are quiet and unassuming, dwarf galaxies barely noticeable compared to their massive neighbors. Humor sneaks in because they're like cosmic wallflowers, small, often overlooked, but quietly holding secrets that could surprise even the most seasoned explorers. Meanwhile, giant ellipticals dominate the view like cosmic skyscrapers, with enough stars to make the Milky Way feel like a cozy cabin. Flying past them, you realize size isn't just about volume. It's personality, influence, and a subtle ability to make smaller galaxies feel slightly insecure. Then there are the active galaxies, the rock stars of the universe. Quasars beam unimaginable amounts of energy, powered by supermassive black holes, and gamma-ray bursts flash unpredictably, like cosmic paparazzi cameras snapping pictures just to remind you who's in charge. Humor creeps in because you can imagine these galaxies showing off. Look at me. Look at my energy output. Who else can do this? And you, the visitor, are just trying not to get singed while taking mental notes. Flying through these galaxies, you begin to notice patterns and structures on a grand scale, filaments, walls, and vast networks that connect clusters like invisible highways. Voids stretch between them, enormous empty spaces that make the crowded regions feel even more alive. Humor sneaks in because the universe, in its infinite planning, apparently decided that a few trillion stars alone weren't enough. It had to throw in cosmic traffic jams, intersections, and detours just to keep things interesting. On a more intimate scale, each galaxy contains star systems with planets that may or may not host life. Humor creeps in because while you're floating past billions of worlds, some of them could be home to beings looking back at their night sky, pondering their place in the cosmos, and probably having the same, "I wonder if anyone's visiting yet" conversation you are. The universe suddenly feels like a giant, multi-layered reality show, with billions of casts playing out independent stories while you zip past as a spectator. Intergalactic travel also brings time into sharp focus. Light from distant galaxies takes billions of years to reach you, meaning you are seeing them not as they are now, but as they were eons ago. Humor sneaks in because it's like touring an ancient city and trying to guess the current inhabitants based solely on their dusty ruins. Supernovae that exploded before Earth existed are visible, and galaxies that have long since merged or vanished appear as though frozen in their youthful glory. Time becomes a weird, stretchable thing, and you, the cosmic traveler, are caught in a loop where past and present collide. Then there are interactions between galaxies, collisions, mergers, and tidal dances that last millions of years. Humor creeps in because if galaxies had personalities, these encounters would be messy family reunions, full of drama, crashes, and the occasional energetic outburst. Star formation spikes, black holes feed, and streams of stars get flung across space, leaving the traveler to dodge debris like a cosmic traffic cop. The scale is absurd, but also mesmerizing, and you begin to appreciate the universe's chaotic choreography. Some galaxies are quietly mysterious. Dark galaxies, filled mostly with invisible matter, drift through space without forming stars, essentially ghost towns floating among thriving metropolises. Humor sneaks in because they're the ultimate introverts, invisible, hard to detect, and completely indifferent to your sightseeing tour. Yet they shape the surrounding structure, quietly exerting influence without ever saying a word. It's a reminder that the universe doesn't need to be flashy to matter. As you continue, you realize that no two galaxies are truly alike. Each one is a unique experiment in physics, gravity, and cosmic chance. Humor creeps in because some of them seem like they were put together on a whim. A spiral arm slightly askew, a peculiar shape, a cluster of stars that refuses to align neatly. The universe, in its infinite variety, seems to be saying, "Rules? I barely know them." And as a traveler, you can't help but marvel at both the creativity and absurdity of it all. The observable universe also teaches patience. You could spend billions of years in transit, yet still not see everything. Humor sneaks in because no matter how much you explore, the universe keeps producing surprises, new galaxies, strange interactions, and energetic outbursts that make you pause and rethink what you thought you understood. And all the while, galaxies are just living their lives, completely oblivious to your presence, like actors continuing their scenes while the audience sits quietly in the back row. Flying through every galaxy also forces reflection. Observing the vast diversity, the billions of years of history, and the interplay between chaos and order gives a perspective few experiences on Earth can match. Humor creeps in because humans, who fret over small, everyday problems, are suddenly tiny spectators to a universe that has been performing cosmic theater for billions of years, entirely unaware of their tiny dramas. And yet, somehow we get to watch. By the time you've seen a representative sample of galaxies, spirals, ellipticals, dwarfs, and irregulars, you start to grasp the scale, structure, and beauty of the observable universe. Humor sneaks in because even with trillions of stars and countless worlds, the universe somehow finds a way to throw in oddities. Galaxies that look like tadpoles, galaxies that appear blue, galaxies shaped like rings, and galaxies doing whatever galaxies do. There's no manual for this tour, no guidebook, just endless spectacle and endless surprises. Flying through every galaxy in the observable universe is not just a journey of distance, but of understanding. It's a lesson in scale, chaos, structure, and patience. Humor sneaks in because while the universe is unimaginably vast and complex, its quirks and oddities make it feel approachable, playful, and somehow delightfully human in its own way. And no matter how far you go, there's always another galaxy just over the horizon, another mystery waiting to reveal itself, and another story unfolding in the cosmic dance of creation. As your voyage continues, you start to notice that the universe has a rhythm, a pulse, a sense of movement that's almost musical. Galaxies rotate, clusters drift, and filaments stretch like the strings of an invisible instrument. Humor sneaks in because, from your vantage point, it looks like the universe is dancing to a beat you can't quite hear, occasionally tossing stars and planets around like cosmic confetti. Every interaction, every collision, and every merger is part of this grand choreography, and you can't help but feel both thrilled and slightly overwhelmed by the scale of it all. Some galaxies seem calm, serene, as if they've mastered the art of cosmic meditation. Others are chaotic, spilling stars in every direction and feeding their central black holes with an almost reckless enthusiasm. Humor creeps in because you can almost imagine them arguing over who gets to shine the brightest, like toddlers fighting over toys, except these toys are billions of stars and solar systems. And you, floating past at unimaginable speeds, are caught somewhere between bemusement and awe, realizing that the universe is both absurdly intricate and breathtakingly real. As you travel further, the distances become harder to fathom. Light from some galaxies has traveled for billions of years before reaching your eyes, or instruments, or whatever futuristic tech you're relying on to survive this trip. You're essentially looking into the deep past, witnessing galaxies as they were eons ago, while knowing that many may have changed, collided, or vanished entirely since then. Humor sneaks in because you're touring a museum of living things that may no longer exist, like visiting your great-great-grandparents' hometown only to realize it was demolished centuries ago. The more galaxies you visit, the more patterns emerge. Gravity forms clusters, voids create massive cosmic deserts, and superclusters stretch across unimaginable distances. Humor creeps in because these patterns are massive, precise, and occasionally chaotic, and yet they somehow make sense. It's like looking at a Jackson Pollock painting where the chaos suddenly aligns into something meaningful if you squint at the right angle. And as you observe these structures, you begin to realize that the universe is not random. It has rules, but it also loves improvisation. Collisions become a major highlight of your journey. Galaxies crash into each other in slow motion, stars and dust thrown into arcs and streams that last millions of years. Humor sneaks in because it's as if the universe has a sense of drama, staging elaborate cosmic stunts with no audience in mind, except for you, the unlucky tourist trying to dodge debris. And yet, these collisions aren't destructive in the way we might think. They create new stars, new planetary systems, and entirely new cosmic stories. The chaos births creation, proving that destruction and creativity are just two sides of the same galactic coin. Flying through the observable universe also gives you a profound perspective on life and existence. Planets orbit stars in these galaxies, and some may host life, or at least the conditions for it. Humor creeps in because while you're dodging black holes and marveling at colliding galaxies, somewhere out there, someone might be looking up at their night sky, wondering if a spaceship is passing by, completely unaware that they're part of this endless spectacle. The sheer scale is humbling, but it also brings a strange intimacy. You're both infinitesimal and deeply connected to everything around you. Dark matter and dark energy become impossible to ignore during this journey. You see galaxies spinning faster than their visible mass should allow, clusters held together by invisible forces, and the universe expanding at an accelerating rate. Humor sneaks in because you're essentially sightseeing through a universe where most of the scenery is invisible, yet it's doing all the heavy lifting. Gravity might be the main character, but dark matter is the stagehand, and dark energy is the mysterious director nudging the whole play forward. And you, the traveler, are left trying to make sense of it all while holding onto your cosmic seatbelt. By the time you near the edge of the observable universe, the scale becomes almost incomprehensible. Trillions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, stretch across a space so vast that light itself takes billions of years to cross it. Humor sneaks in because you might think, after all this, that you're finished, but there's always more. New discoveries, faint galaxies previously hidden, and distant phenomena continue to emerge. The universe has no final stop. It's infinite in ways that tease the mind and tickle the imagination. And yet, in all this enormity, there is also structure, a subtle order that allows you to trace the story of the cosmos. Galaxies form, evolve, collide, and die. Clusters assemble and disperse. Superclusters shape the cosmic web. Humor creeps in because while you're admiring this intricate dance, you realize it's been rehearsing for billions of years without a single audience member. Except now, you're here, a brief observer in a performance that's been running longer than time itself. The journey through every galaxy also changes your sense of what it means to exist. You see worlds forming, stars dying, and entire galaxies colliding and merging. You witness the immense patience of cosmic processes and the relentless march of time on a scale impossible to grasp. Humor sneaks in because in the face of all this grandeur, your human worries, lost keys, deadlines, minor embarrassments, suddenly seem hilariously insignificant. The universe has a long memory, and it's been throwing epic parties without ever waiting for us to RSVP. Finally, after this mind-bending journey, you realize that traveling through every galaxy isn't just about seeing. It's about understanding. It's about recognizing the vastness, the diversity, and the wonder of existence on scales that challenge every assumption you've ever held. Humor creeps in because while the universe operates on scales and timelines that defy comprehension, the occasional absurdity, the tiny dwarf galaxy hiding behind a cluster, the irregular spiral spinning backwards, or a quasar blindingly showing off its energy, reminds you that the cosmos also has a sense of play. Flying through the observable universe is, ultimately, an exercise in perspective. It's a reminder of how vast and intricate the cosmos is, how every galaxy has a story, and how humans, in their brief moment of awareness, can witness and marvel at the spectacle. Humor sneaks in one last time because even after all this, the universe doesn't pause. It keeps expanding, evolving, and surprising, and your tour, no matter how thorough, will never be complete. But that's okay. After all, half the fun is knowing that the journey is endless, and the universe will always have another galaxy waiting just over the horizon.